Hello guys, in this video we explore C# classes. So what are the classes? Classes are blueprints for objects. These classes has fields, they have properties, and they have methods inside, so you can use these classes and create objects, and these objects can be used in your program and you can reach to these elements easily. So let's create a class. To create a class we use public keyword, class keyword, and we give the name to class and we define the body of the class. In the body of the class it includes variable like color and what else, it includes model. It's gonna be model. For example this one is property, and also there are behaviors in the class or methods. For example, print method like this, and let's make print something in the method, and we print color, model of the car, and we print it with interpolation, and also color will be like this. So here we are done with our class, but you can't do anything with this class because it's just a template. You need to create an object to use it. How do you create the object? You start with the name of the class and you give a variable name, and you start with new, again class name and parentheses, and you created object of the class. So you can reach to class properties and fields like this, and you can set the value and you can set the model name like this. And how do you print them? You call print method. Alright, here we are done with class and created the object of the class. So let's run the program. Okay, as you see, our program is running correctly, and we have model BMW and color blue printed on the console. So our class is created and printed this one. Next, let's create the constructor for class. What does constructor do? It creates initial values. When you create the object from the class, constructor runs first and creates initial values. To create a constructor, we write same name with the class, and it's gonna be method. It's gonna be like this. And you can set the initial values like this. And here you assign these values, and model right? We created the constructor here. So next we are gonna add parameter here, argument. So we are gonna add color, for example red, and so when we create the object, these are gonna work, and constructor is gonna set the initial values. So let's see how does it work. Let's copy this one and print here, and we are gonna see two different values. We run the program. Here you go. First values comes from the constructor. Constructor set the initial values. Next we set the new values here, color and model, and these are the second values. Okay, let's see how inheritance works in the classes. So when we inherit the class, we get the features of the class, inherited classes. You don't have to write repeated codes. We first create base class. For example, it's gonna be common class. Vehicle covers all the cars, trucks, or what else. So let's put these common values here, and we want to inherit this class. How we inherit this class? We put column here and we write the name like this. So since we inherit this class, we can use these properties and features in car class. As you see, it doesn't give error, everything looks perfect. When we run the program, see all the values comes printed. These values comes from the inherited class, from vehicle class. Okay, next let's see static class. What is static class? It's a class that cannot create object. So static class, they don't have object, they just used. Here, how do we make static class? We write static keyword here. So everything in the class should be static. We make static everything. This is our static class. Next, we remove this one because we don't need to create the instance of the static class. We just use it, but we just give the class name. Okay, next we look at sealed classes. So sealed classes cannot be inherited. It is useful to prevent further extension of a class. How do we create sealed class? We use sealed keyword. Not here. We are gonna inherit class, sealed class, vehicle, for example. So let's try to inherit vehicle, if it is gonna work. So you see, it cannot derive from sealed type vehicle. You cannot derive this. It's not inherited. Alright, that's all for the classes. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.